revamping the Nintendo Wii.
Did you have the Wii Fit?
What do you think?
My dad always says the figures don't lie, but liars figure. My Pinterest ads are the only ads I pay attention to. I love Pinterest. So.
Hallelujah.
I love it when people pay attention to ads.
Right?
You're listening to the Radcast. If it's radical, we cover it. Here's your host, Ryan Alford.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the latest edition of the Radcast. It's Friday, April 22nd, 2022. It's our weekly marketing and advertising news show. I'm Ryan Alford, your host, and welcome, Cristina Yasi.
I'm so excited to be back once again.
Yes.
Friday has returned.
Yes, it has. Friday. Good. Another good Friday. Every Friday's good.
And 2222.
Hey, that's right. Did you celebrate 420 this week? Just gonna take you right there.
Not in the traditional sense, no.
Yeah, I didn't either. Nick, did you celebrate 420?
Did not celebrate this year. No.
Yeah.
I liked a couple memes.
Yeah, the memes were good.
Chuckled when I wrote the date out.
Yeah,
but
right.
that's about it.
I know. I don't know if I'm cool enough anymore. I have friends that still smoke and stuff. I'm just not around that shit. Like, I don't know.
The couple times I've done it, I've get nauseous.
I mean, I never get nauseous. I enjoyed it, but it's just not in my lifestyle anymore.
Sure.
As much as anything. So, yeah, definitely did not get nauseous.
But happy 420 to those of you who did celebrate.
Yeah, whoever did celebrate. So, hope everyone's had a great week out there. We've got tons of topics today.
Yes.
Lots of topics. And I'm going to get right to because, hey, look, the freaking Bachelor was on the Radcast.
Oh my gosh,
this
I
week.
know.
Jesse Palmer was on the show Tuesday. If you haven't checked it out yet, go listen, go watch. Jesse let his hair down.
I was fangirling.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
I thought he, I say let his hair down. I thought he was like raw and real, and like I tried to get him to open up, and I think he did. I think we had a good.
No, I think everyone from that franchise is so much smarter than they're allowed to be on television.
Yeah, and he had the impossible task following Chris Harrison, and I think he's done it. I gave him credit because having watched, we don't watch every single show like we used to. We watch enough, and I saw enough with him. I was wondering how he would be able to kind of play the middleman.
Right.
And I thought he did an admirable job of kind of
putting it in
wasn't
neutral,
about him.
Right.
He made it about the Bachelor, and now he's making the Bachelorette coming up. I wondered how he balanced that because he's not necessarily, an over-the-top person, but he's been the star on most things that he is. And when you're the host of The Bachelor
You've
is the star.
Exactly, yeah.
And I thought he did a good job of balancing that.
I agree.
In an impossible situation following Chris Harrison. So I gave him credit for that. And then, we hammed it up over some college football stuff. But hey, look.
How can you not?
How can you not? Especially when the old ball coach, South Carolina's previous coach and Florida's previous coach, coached him. And so it was good. I enjoyed our talk, and he happens to like most of my posts on Instagram now. So, Jesse, and I appreciate you, man.
You best friends now?
We're BFFs on Instagram. No, I mean, he's a cool guy.
That's cute.
He's cool. I think he's cooler than he gets credit for. I know. He's
That's
one
what
of
people
those,
say about me.
Yeah. I think you get the exact amount of credit you should.
Wow.
Hallelujah.
But I think a guy like him, good-looking guy, seemingly has it all.
Right,
It seems like it's come easy or something. And, we kind of went right at that. Talking about the work he puts in, the consistency he has, and how much time and effort he puts into it.
Right.
I think it doesn't just get handed to you.
Yeah.
Those things don't just fall in your lap.
Nope.
Just because you're a good-looking girl or guy.
Right.
You got to work.
There's effort involved. Yeah. And upkeep.
Exactly. So enjoyed that. Next week, Nate Kennedy joins the show. Nate is a entrepreneur's entrepreneur, is what I'd call Nate. Lots of great insights on marketing, building funnels, what it takes to be an entrepreneur and make different revenue streams, and just a really kind of cool, down-to-earth guy.
Neat.
So, Nate Kennedy is next week, so look for that episode on Tuesday, wherever you listen or watch, or hit us up on the radcast.com. We could use the web traffic instead of Apple getting it, It's where you should be listening and watching all the shows,
guys.
But we know, you have the shortcuts for Apple. I do too on my phone. But check out theradcast.com. How's the week been overall for you?
It's been good. It's been good, productive. I've been, working and rehearsing, and my show opens tonight, actually. So that's exciting.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
A lot of hard work.
Absolutely. I'm ready for an audience.
I bet.
Yeah.
It probably gets to that point where you're like, okay.
Right. You're like, someone laugh at the jokes.
Yeah, especially when you've got stuff
Somebody
that gets
laugh.
reaction.
Right, exactly.
It's
Like, is it funny,
this
or do we just think it's funny?
Yeah, exactly. That's what my head would be going, oh,
Yeah.
God, is it going to be funny?
Or they'll laugh at serious parts,
Yeah.
which is always off-putting. You're like, oh, okay.
Nick said he was going to show us some tomatoes. Is that acceptable? They let you in with a bag of tomatoes?
I mean, we have oranges in this show, so it's a produce.
Is that still a thing?
A produce
throwing,
involved show.
Throwing produce at is that still? I know
It's
that's
not. I mean, encouraged.
All right. I'm kidding. That was a thing at some point. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like back in the day, like if it was just not good.
It was
or something.
Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
high stakes. If they didn't like it, stuff would be thrown at you.
Yes.
So it had to be good.
This was a late addition to the show notes and could very easily be one of the news topics. But I talked about this. It seems like 6 months ago. But Mountain Dew is relaunching Flaming Hot Mountain Dew on this weekend.
This is news to me. I've
Flaming
missed this.
Hot Mountain Dew, which sounds horrific.
Wow, I'm excited and scared.
And the billboard headline is "See You in Hell."
Oh my God, the drama never ends.
Yes, I'm like, okay, this is
That feels like they had months and months of like, what is it going to be? What is it going to be? And one guy was finally just like, all right, it's see you in hell. That's it.
Yeah. Not only are we going to give you a drink that's probably hard to drink, we're going to be sacrilegious at the same time.
Well, and it's going to be used in cocktails.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably.
Which is going to make it even more painful. Or
There's an idea.
palatable.
They need
I
to
put some vodka in a
what would you put in a flaming hot Mountain Dew? Like,
fireball.
really? Double hot. Oh, yeah. Goldschlager.
Oh my God.
Ugh. Ugh.
There it is.
There it is. So I do like, let's be clear here, folks. The reason they do these kind of things, this is a PR play. This is a brand awareness play. This is not because they think they're going to sell thousands and millions of Flaming Hot Mountain Dews forever. So this is total PR awareness building.
Yeah.
So when you think about these things from a marketing perspective, these outrageous things, a lot of people think get real practical. Like, well, who wants that? You know what the point was?
For you to say that. So it's you're talked about, and so
There you go. We talked about it on this show.
Yeah.
Because if that said Cherry Mountain Dew, it doesn't make this show.
Right.
And
Right.
so
you might buy it at the gas station, but you're not going to think twice about it.
That's right. You think you hate it now. What
But
do you
I'm going
taste
to be
it?
haunted by red
Yeah.
Flaming Hot Mountain
See
Dew.
you in hell. So yes. So hats off to Mountain Dew. I love their marketing in general.
Yeah.
And I'm going to taste the Flaming Hot Mountain Dew. If
We
they
should
come
do it
here.
on the show.
We should. We will.
Perfect.
It's a date. And you know what else is a date is when I wear my Radcast hat.
Oh, there it is.
Yes, it's on today, folks. I know
Effortless.
you're wanting it, and the only way to get it is brandedbills.com. Radcast official merchandise sponsor. Radcast 20, get 20% off all purchases. Tell them we sent you. The Radcast has official gear. We have another set of hats that I was checking on. It's supposed to be here next week. It was a patch that took like 5 weeks
Totally.
to design. Handcrafted.
Exciting.
Yes. But in all seriousness, we really appreciate our proud sponsorship with Branded Bills because it's the stuff that I actually wear. Good fitting.
Great quality.
Good
Great
fitting.
quality.
Great quality. And you know what? I told them that you, Cristina, could use some, what are the female products we need to push? So,
I love a good hoodie. I'm a hoodie forward person.
There we go.
Some pullovers.
So Radcast 20, visit brandedbills.com. You can also visit our website, theradcast.com. On the sponsors tab at the top, you'll go to that, click the button to Branded Bills, and it plugs in the code for you.
There you go.
It's easy. Custom orders, all kinds of state gear. This is not like cheaply designed stuff. Really great designs. They got a great artist team.
Looks really cool. Very sleek.
Very sleek. So go and check out our sponsor, Branded Bills, brandedbills.com. There's a few social holidays we're going to mention today. it's kind of hard not to talk about Earth Day on Earth Day.
Of course. Happy Earth Day to you.
Happy Earth Day. Like, fuel the ground.
Right,
like,
right. Go for a walk.
Go give the ground a hug.
There you go. Plant a flower or something.
And somehow, some way, it's Jelly Bean Day on Earth Day as well.
Wow.
Friday.
Wow. So. That feels like kind of contradictory.
Yeah.
I do love jelly beans, though.
I thought they were round. Are jelly beans technically round or oval? Or what would you call a jelly bean shape?
I would say it's oblong.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
It's my bachelor's degree coming out.
Yes. So have some jelly beans and hug the earth today.
There you go.
A couple others that, were worth mentioning. Tomorrow, Saturday, April 23rd, is National Picnic Day. And it's supposed to be 80-something degrees in South Carolina. So
you can celebrate it.
It's going to be sunny and 82. So go celebrate Picnic Day.
Going out at the park.
Yeah.
I do love a good picnic.
Who doesn't?
Truly.
It's also Shakespeare Day Saturday.
It is
You
Shakespeare
should be aware
Day.
of that.
It's Shakespeare's birthday. He's 400. Would be 450 something. Yeah.
Can you talk like Shakespeare?
I could what
would you do if I said, okay, because it's Talk Like Shakespeare Day on Shakespeare Day.
So if we're doing that, it would be iambic pentameter. So if I were to say, let us all go to Starbucks after work, that's iambic. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. Even though I'm not saying thou or, using more archaic language, that's the rhythm that Shakespeare writes in. It's the beat that matches the human heart.
There you have it. Only here, folks, will you learn how to properly speak like Shakespeare on Shakespeare Day. And you have a day to practice from Christina's lessons.
Look at that. Let us all go to Starbucks after
and look,
work.
And you know why they should? Because it's National Take a Chance Day as well.
Look at that.
So take a chance and speak like Shakespeare.
Low risk, low reward.
Yep. And, I couldn't help but call out one last day. There's a lot of days here, but Monday is Kiss and Makeup Day. So if you're out there and you're in a fight, an argument with a loved one, just kiss and make up.
Alternatively, if you want to start a fight, start it before Monday.
Start it before Monday so you can make up
on Monday.
Hey, that's a good strategy too.
Yeah.
We like that.
We love to pre-plan fights.
Yes. So a few social holidays you can't and should not miss. Now we're going to get into some of our metaverse / NFTs / Web3, the articles. There's some good ones here. This first one was a little bit of a head scratcher. Hermes.
Hermes.
Christina is
I wondered when I saw it. I was like, I wonder if...
No, I said that because I wanted to watch your response. Because Christina is a connoisseur and a very well knows her female brands.
Yes, I do. My background is in the fashion industry.
Yeah, fashion industry. So it's not Hermes, it's
Hermes.
Hermes. I wanted to say Hermes, but I can't. I have a hard time saying Hermes. I guess I just said it, but I always.
You're doing great.
Even though I know it's not Hermes, I can't. I want to say.
I know when
Hermes
you see it. Yeah, when you
know.
see it.
It's hard. But anyway, they're considering using the metaverse for communication, but they're not going to, make bags there because they want to focus on craftsmanship. So, in other words, they don't want to miss the boat with everything that's happening in the metaverse, but they don't really want to.
But you're not going to buy an Hermes scarf in the metaverse.
Yeah, that's the stance they're taking right now.
That's smart to me. I think that makes more sense to me for these luxury brands or these old fashion houses.
Yeah. I think that's the fine line here with brands. If you've established your brand on craftsmanship and luxury,
quality,
how that holds up in the metaverse that's now cartoony and a bit not real, for lack of better words. I mean, obviously, it's not, but it's,
not tactile and
that is a fine line to hold.
Very interesting.
So Hermes drawing the line that says they'll do communication, they'll be involved in the metaverse.
They'll dabble.
Whatever that is. Right. But they're, maybe they'll put their I think the best way to put this is we'll put our logo up. Maybe.
Right.
Put
Absolutely.
some branding. We'll put some billboards.
We'll keep you talking about us.
On the digital highway, we'll have billboards up. But we are not going to have our
You can't carry a Birkin. Right.
Yeah, on there. Hermes there. So one of the founding members of NWA goes from straight out of Compton all the way into a healthcare metaverse.
So many words.
Yes.
That don't feel like they connect. But
yes.
good for them.
Like a line of rappers before him, Arabian Prince, a founding member of the groundbreaking group NWA, is wading into the virtual reality world. It says, unlike counterparts Snoop Dogg and Method Man, who are using the metaverse as a gateway to exclusive entertainment and games, Arabian Prince wants to use the digital world for more than a form of escapism. He's looking to create a photorealistic digital twin of the U.S. healthcare system, one where patients can interact with doctors, get prescriptions, and obtain feedback on care more easily, quickly, and cheaply than in real life. So, in other words, it's hard to connect the dots here, but I think telehealth, but in the metaverse, maybe. Because you still, if there's any treatment involved,
right,
you're going to need someone to actually touch your body. And not just your avatar.
Right.
So I'm reading between the lines here. And what Arabian Prince has to do with any of this, other than being a sponsor, is unclear. But
cool. As long as your understanding matches my understanding, I feel better about it.
Photorealistic digital twin. I just take that as...
Sounds like a deep fake.
Yeah, trying to make it exactly as close to it as possible, mimicking the healthcare system.
Which could be helpful for, I just think of like medical school and training, but.
Yeah. I'm trying to walk through like the practical use case for that. Like.
Right. Like if a doctor came in and was like, I'm going to do surgery, I've only done in the metaverse.
I guess so you get the impression that you're interacting. Like if you have like let's just use the current use case. So put the goggles on and my avatar walks into a med center. And there's a doctor there, and it's a real person that says one-on-one. They have doctors that are staying in their goggles all day, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And you interact with them. But the thing is, they can't physically check your body out. Like,
right.
I don't know how that comes together.
Like, how is that any different than a Zoom
call? And maybe, in this one article, it doesn't go into the full details for how that will all happen.
Sure. We didn't
I still go back to, your avatar is going to need some Zoloft, It's like, man, I'm getting real stressed out here, Doc. Well, my body has cancer, but my avatar has depression.
Right. Oh, God.
It's like...
Oh, my word. Yeah. What can I get prescribed in the metaverse?
It's coming. Dual personalities in the metaverse. Oh, boy.
Well, yeah, because aren't students saying that they feel... When people feel like they feel more themselves based on their avatar than they do?
Yeah, we're going to get to that. I've got a contrary view to that data article.
Oh, I'm ready.
So you read ahead on the show notes. Emirates is launching NFTs and an experience in the metaverse for its customers, and employees. The UAE airliner unveiled its plans to soon launch non-fungible tokens and exciting immersive experiences in the metaverse for its customers and employees. The airline announced its plans to build signature brand experiences in the metaverse, including both collectible and utility-based NFTs. The airline has already started working on their first projects, expected to launch in the coming months. So you're going to have
that's wild.
You're going to have an airplane. You guess we'll be flying in planes in the metaverse. I don't know.
Right, for Earth too.
Can I get a little more seat room on the airplane in the metaverse?
Yes, I'd like the window seat, please, if you don't mind.
Yes.
I can see whatever it is that's out there.
Exactly.
All those Hermes billboards.
All those Hermes billboards. But be on the lookout for all your UAE NFTs.
That's United Arab Emirates, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It is. And what's interesting here is how they're going to connect the real world and the metaverse world, these online.
Yeah.
These activations that I see where they're connecting the two, like with loyalty and other thing, like make a lot of sense to me.
Sure.
These obscure mentions that don't go into that detail and don't seem to have that connective tissue of real world because the reality is we aren't in the mainstream of everyone putting on these goggles or being in the metaverse every day.
Right.
Yes, our kids are playing Roblox a lot at the time during the day, but even them, it's not, every
not
waking
all of
moment.
This. Yeah.
So you got to connect the offline and the online, folks. All right. There's your tip from all this. Disney patent proves it's readying itself for the metaverse. So
I'm surprised they're so behind on this.
Yeah. It says they've hired someone specifically, overseeing it. And they didn't come out with exactly, but they are getting patents like a lot of these companies. It's gonna be interesting where all the patent stuff lands.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't use that. There's gonna be everybody just suing one another. Like,
I mean, possibly. It's happening so quickly, and it's such a gray area. I would think.
And I don't know if they're just tied to their brand, without seeing the actual patents that they're filing. If it's just tied to their brand assets,
Sure.
or if it's actually like new functionality they're patenting.
I gotcha.
Yeah, but we'll see. So Disney's filing a lot of patents, but no real firm plans on exactly what their execution is going to be. I thought this was pretty interesting. That Roblox is getting sued by a company because it's saying they're deceiving customers, according to a TINA.org investigation. With more than 50 million daily users, approximately half of which are children aged 13 and under. Yep.
Oof.
Roblox, one of the biggest players in the rapidly expanding world of metaverses, but according to an investigation by ad watchdog TINA.org, advertising is being pushed on millions of unsuspecting Roblox users in numerous ways because they failed to establish any meaningful guardrails. Which is interesting. I'll say this. I'm going to give an example.
Yeah.
So I bring that up to say, if you're considering these types of executions, you need to cover your legal rear end.
Right.
And number two, so my kids were playing this over the weekend, and I had had heard, we've been talking about them on the show and stuff like that. So I had them look up some of the executions. Nike, I've talked about, does a great job. It's pretty integrated. You can find it easily. Wendy's is on there. It was really convoluted. It's like we would go to the search bar within Roblox, like to look up some of these things.
Sure.
The brands have not done a great job of making themselves stand out within the search functionality of Roblox. So there's a tip. If you're building a Roblox execution, you better be findable, because all this PR you're doing, you need to be. Because what happened is we looked up Wendy's because we wanted to go to the Wendy's restaurant, and there were like 12 worlds that had kind of been created. Most of them, all of them, were not even the actual branded execution. They were like kind of cheesy one-off, like, I built a Wendy's store.
That's very problematic.
And so it was problematic even finding the branded execution. And I asked my kids if they had found it. And then we went to a couple of the others. And so you've got to make your search, you need to be easily findable if you're going to build these.
So they have like off-brand Wendy's in the metaverse.
Yes. Someone's designed it themselves.
Right.
Which is flattering and does help the brand. I mean, anything that's kind of, hey, people find out there's a Wendy's, and it's building awareness. But if you're going to go to the trouble of building a fully branded experience, let's make it super easy for people to find.
First thing to pop up
should be the first thing to pop up too. So I'd be negotiating with my Roblox deals.
Yeah, seriously.
So there you go. If you're working with Roblox, get search functionality.
Pay for that ad, man.
Nailed down. So Victoria's Secret, one of my favorite places. I love when my wife shops there. Victoria's Secret aims to win over tweens with new Happy Nation line and metaverse marketing. So the rebrand of Victoria's Secret and company is continuing with the retailer's new brand, Happy Nation. I think that's what they create.
Yeah. Hey-o.
Hey, y'all.
Hallelujah.
The collection aimed at children ages 8. It's just weird hearing Victoria's Secret aimed at children, but
you talk about a rebrand. Yeah.
Aimed at children's ages 8 through 8 is distinct, and that is a size inclusive and gender free with its products, including sweats, underwear, swimwear, and body care items. Okay. I'm going to stay out of the political warfare here, but let me just for the record say that typically it's a boy or a girl, like typically. So,
I mean, that's definitely what we're coming from, but I think that like some of the stuff on this site it's really cute, and it's not, it just kind of, it's not so stereotypical.
That's okay.
You know what I mean?
But it's just like,
I think it's great. I'm like all for it.
I'm just trying to think of that's going to be a hard switch though.
But
think about every man and woman from 35 years old to 65 years old. And what comes in their head when you think Victoria's Secret?
Right, but it's caused a lot of problems. I mean,
that's a tough brand play. I don't know if if
Happy
Victoria's
Nation
Secret called me for that play. But
when you type in Happy Nation online, Victoria's Secret doesn't pop up. Like it's a totally separate website. It's just the Victoria's Secret mother company that's in charge of it, and they've gotten in a ton of trouble in the last couple of years with some stances that they've taken on gender norms and the way that they have treated women in the past.
Yeah, I don't think that what they're trying to do is wrong. I'm just
Sure.
speaking from a pure marketing play,
Yeah.
changing your mindset of what Victoria's Secret. I'm assuming there's a different name for maybe that line.
Yeah,
It
it's Happy Nation.
okay, so they're not even. It doesn't even have Victoria's Secret.
No.
Okay.
No,
okay.
and it's
we
and
can get
it's,
behind that.
Yeah, and it is. It's just like
that
brightly
wasn't
colored
clear to me
sweatpants
that
and
it didn't have like Victoria's Secret
Not
under the
at
name
all.
above the name.
Not
all
at
right,
all,
That
yeah.
makes sense. All right. Happy Nation.
cute stuff.
That's cool. Are they gonna have
Good
separate
for the
stores?
kids.
Gotta
I think
be,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's a totally separate.
It's not gonna be next to like the
entity.
lace panties. Or
No,
anything.
I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. that's a whole different
Happy Nation.
store. Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, look, I'm a 44-year-old man that grew up with Victoria's Secret. You know, like all it is runway
right,
shows.
Right. Yeah.
And, Yeah.
That's what I attribute my eating disorder to. So it's great. It's so great.
Hey,
wouldn't care.
there's some. They've had all size women for a while though.
Within the last year or two.
No way.
For Victoria's
Come
Secret,
on.
yeah.
It's been longer than that, right?
Victoria's Secret, they tried to do, it's interesting.
Maybe it was Sports Illustrated that I'm thinking of.
Yes, the Sports Illustrated and Aerie have had more body inclusivity for longer, and Victoria's Secret tried to do something with athletes years ago before Aerie, and the stuff just didn't sell. So it is, I mean, like, again, for as pro all of this as I am, and I think it's a good movement, it's still capitalism. It's still happening because how do you make your money?
Yeah. We'll see. I like it though.
Yeah.
Happy Nation. I get behind making everybody happy. Like,
Right.
I feel like there's a lot of angry, unhappy people out
I
there.
would agree with you.
So, Adidas is partnering with Metaverse platform Ready Player Me. In a new release on Adidas.com, the company announced they'll launch the world's first personality-based AI-generated avatar creation platform. Using Ready Player Me's software, NFT holders will be granted early access to the avatar platform, with the first batch of avatars arriving late April across the metaverse. Adidas sold $22 million in NFTs in 2021.
That's insane.
It's a lot of money.
In NFTs, that's just insane.
Yeah. And it's not a lot of money for a company like Adidas per se,
Sure.
but it's still a lot of damn money
Right.
in digital
Right.
NFTs.
Yeah.
And I know there's big money in it. Like no one's, if you watch
Yeah.
this show, we're well aware. But it's still.
And Adidas and Nike feel so appropriate for the metaverse. Like, so much
Yes.
more than Estee Lauder or Hermes. Like, I think this is so smart for them to be doing. Not that that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's your opinion. You know what? The best version of the metaverse was and could be? Revamping the Nintendo Wii.
I could not
That-
agree with you
because,
more.
like,
I could not agree with you more.
I feel we still have that, and every
think
now
my
and then we
parents do
remember,
too, yeah.
and we'll get that thing out and play. It's still fun playing with that
It's
joystick.
so much fun.
So if we could revamp, Nintendo should be ahead of this. Look, Nintendo free ideas right here. You're probably already thinking.
Did you have the Wii Fit?
What do you think?
That was my favorite. That's
the Ouija board. No, the Wii board or whatever it's called.
something like that. I love that
I used it
so
more like
much.
a Ouija board, like holding on, like balancing my hands.
I did the yoga on it, and I would get so annoyed.
I tried to do handstand on it, and no,
Did you fall?
I did fall. How many TVs got broken though? Throwing the bowling alley,
Right?
swinging. Like
Or
the first game was
boxing?
the bowling.
Oh,
and
man.
the thing came out of it. So, the controller comes flying out of your hand.
Yep.
We need to bring back an updated metaverse of the Wii. Yes,
That would be so much fun.
that would be fun. I think that's what they're trying to do, but it's not as fun.
Right.
That bowling game was fun. I'm gonna have to play that tonight with the kids. we can bring it out every now and then. We'll get
I know
like,
now it's like vintage.
it is vintage. First metaverse is Nintendo Wii. Maybe that's probably
So
something before
fun.
that. Moving on. Miller High Life has partnered with direct-to-consumer formal menswear brand Tie Bar on
This is
a
great.
wedding-themed line of merchandise. The limited edition collection is available on Tie Bar website. Includes High Life branded cufflinks, ties, socks, and a garment bag that doubles as a cooler. A gift set for groomsmen includes red dress socks, a leather beer koozie, and a silk pocket square.
The champagne of beer.
Yes. Miller High Life I talked about this before the show.
Yeah.
Is one of my favorite all-time commercials campaign. The growly voiced guy talking about scenarios that are somewhat tongue-in-cheek, somewhat funny, somewhat cliche, but very nostalgic because of his voice.
Yeah.
Is an amazing campaign, and I still prefer Miller High Life as the champagne of beers.
See,
So it makes sense that it'd be the wedding,
Right.
You know, it's a champagne. Have you? When's the last time you had a Miller High Life?
Oh my goodness.
You had one.
Yeah.
Maybe only one.
I mean, I think it has only been once, and it would have been like I would have snuck it
Some
when
guy
I was
you
in
were
college.
dating, like, forced you to drink it.
I think I was like out with some friends, like at a bar in college, which I could have gotten in a lot of trouble for. And I didn't know.
You were underage drinking?
Oh no, I was of age. I just went to a university that wouldn't allow it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and I just didn't know anything about beer. I think I ordered it because it was cheap.
Nick, you had High Life before?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Champagne of beers.
Can't beat that.
I mean, I prefer champagne.
I do like this tie-in, though. Makes sense, pun intended.
Yeah.
With
But that's-
Thai Bar. It's cool.
smart.
Like, it's a great brand extension. It's the champagne of beers, which belongs in weddings.
Yeah.
And who wouldn't want a leather beer koozie?
I know. I would use that.
Does leather hold the coolness in? Like I guess.
It should, and I'm sure the leather is just on the exterior,
So
it's a little more insulated.
I like this. Good job, Miller High Life. Makes me want to go have
We
one.
approve.
What Gen Z wants to see new brands as the metaverse attachment grows. There's a new study titled "The Metaverse: A View from the Inside."
Ooh,
A room with a
Spicy.
view. Yeah, came up with that. I like it. Emphasizes that Gen Z not only spends more time in metaverse adjacent spaces than older demographics, no shit, but also is developing
Wait,
more
what?
meaningful connections to their online identities. More than half,
that's right.
57% of survey respondents say they feel freer to express themselves in games than they do in real life, while 45% reported their in-game identity is a true expression of who they really are. I'm going to show you a little trick in marketing. This is how when a client pays you to do a study and they want the responses to go a certain way and how you frame it that way. I'm going to read this in a different way for you to see if it sounds as impactful. With its new study on Gen Z, just under half, 43% of respondents felt they were not freer to express themselves in games than they do in real life. You get it? While 55% reported their real life identity as a truer expression of who they are.
Yeah, it's all about how you pivot
Reversed it. So, see there, tricks in marketing, folks. Don't always read the data and reverse what it is when it's a percentage.
Right.
Because then it says it's impactful. I'm not changing that it's not impactful, but
Right.
if you look at the inverse,
Right.
55% of Gen Z says the real world is more impactful than so, it's still a high percentage. I'm not discounting the complete.
Right. It's not
view.
a lie.
So obviously,
it's just not.
It's just not true that the
It's not
majority of
frightening.
kids are putting
are
their
afraid to be
identity
themselves.
100%
Unless it's online.
So
Absolutely.
there you go. Still a big deal. My
Yeah.
kids love it. They play it. They do take identity. So I'm going to talk on both. But I do that more if you're listening, because whether it's marketing speaks or other data can lie
Politics.
sometimes, and politics. And so reverse what you're hearing, especially when it's percentage, and see what that sounds like. You could frame an argument any way
My
you
dad
want it.
always says the figures don't lie, but liars figure. I've grown up with that.
Dad, I like that.
A Robert Yasi original.
Yes, it is. Coinbase launches an NFT marketplace in hopes of appealing to crypto and mainstream users. It might be a good morning, or perhaps GM, for the hundreds of thousands of NFT community members who will now get another marketplace to trade their digital collectibles. I mean, Coinbase, it makes a lot of sense. We're all crypto,
Right.
Everything else is. So I get it. It's cool.
Yeah.
Are you bought any crypto on Coinbase?
I have, again, shout out to my dad again. He will text me and tell me which ones to buy. And I will, if I have the extra cash hanging out, which I often don't, I'll, buy less than he tells me, but I've got a little bit. I don't remember what any of them are, but they're just kind of like hanging out.
Hitting over there. Maybe one day I'll be worth like millions. You never
Exactly.
know.
That's I'm just trusting that he's got it under control.
Jameson, I like this.
I
Jameson
love this.
takes over Orange on Pinterest to introduce a new whiskey. Jameson Orange wants to get in front of consumers displaying an interest in orange as a flavor or color on a platform known for engaging people seeking inspiration. There are over 16 million searches for the word orange on Pinterest a year. Per information on the platform shared as part of its collaboration, Jameson Orange content will appear in the search results for orange aesthetic, orange chicken, orange nails, among others, giving the brand a way to leverage contextual targeting instead of demographic targeting.
This is so freaking smart.
I agree.
I love this so much.
I think it's an incredible way to get in front of an audience they're probably not around a ton.
Yeah.
And it's creative.
Yeah.
And so like sometimes these things I'm like, oh, it's just, another NFT
Desperate
thing because
or
everybody's
something,
doing NFT
right.
things, but it's not thought through.
Right.
But this is actually, there's 16 million searches. You got real live data. That's happening.
Yeah.
It's integrating the brand in a cool way for
Yep.
someone searching for the color. It kind of, again, it's that contextual instead of behavioral. It doesn't mean that I'm, the average Jameson drinker is probably what, a 42-year-old guy? I don't
Sure.
know, 30.
Sure.
I don't know.
More adult. Yeah.
More adult and guys. But orange searching and putting that in front of someone with that kind of connection. Very
and
good.
I would venture to say Pinterest has a broader female audience,
Way broad.
and
Yeah,
so you've
totally
got recipes,
female.
and I just think this is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, because then they'll use it for recipes and food.
And I like
other
my
things.
Pinterest ads are the only ads I pay attention to. I love Pinterest. So
Hallelujah.
there you go.
I love it when people pay attention to ads.
Right? Always the good ones. Always the good ones.
So Jameson. Amen for you.
We could mix Jameson in with the hot Mountain Dew. That's a callback.
Lastly and finally, as we close out today, I do want to bring up Netflix had a tough week on the stock market.
Oof.
And
Yes, they did.
some of it was due to Russia. Some of it's just the reality that all these people that signed up during the pandemic had nothing to do with watch TV. Some of those subs are falling off.
Yeah.
And so they are considering for the first time going to lower tiers with ad-supported platform, which, hey, we support that.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting to me how the streaming stuff is heating up while also cooling down,
Yeah,
in a way.
Absolutely.
But there's just a lot of competition. And
Netflix hasn't done anything to keep up. They're like, well, we were the original, so that should be enough.
right.
And then they had a couple original shows, and HBO's just
Right.
wiped the floor with them.
Well, yeah. I mean, what's interesting is their model's built, and they still develop all this original content, but it's expensive as hell.
Yeah.
And so they put all that money in it in hopes that the subscriber base continue to grow. But it does raise the question: is like, when do platforms like that, like, when are you at scale? Like,
Yeah.
at a certain point,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there's more headroom. I'm sure their people would argue that, but at a certain point, it's keeping everyone on the platform, And I'm sure that, I know they do CRM efforts. They're a billion-dollar company, but like,
right.
it's like they've got to figure out how to stop the bleeding. And I think that's what they're
Stop
trying to do with
hemorrhaging.
other tiers, less expensive ones
Right.
that are ad supported. So this will be
Hulu.
really interesting how it plays out, because they were so just never going to go ad supported. Like a year or two ago,
They were completely
no one
against
they would
it,
just
yeah.
never do that. And now how quickly when
when
this is what happens when you
stuff
lose
gets
like
expensive,
a
yeah.
$10 billion in valuation in a day.
Insane.
We'll see. So there are ad supported tiers to consumers the next year or two. The world's okay. So there you have it. I think it's gonna be interesting how that plays out. And look, I mean, it's gotten expensive. I mean, it's like $17.99 now. Like,
And they're trying to find a way to like track who you've shared
Yeah,
passwords
passwords.
with too, right?
yeah, they're trying to keep up with that, which will be interesting.
Because you almost wonder if they could find that data, would they need
Dad,
to have...
can you make sure to hide the password?
Yeah, I'm totally still using my parents' Netflix.
Ixnay the password, nay. Code word.
Exactly. Just
I mean, I don't know who would ever do that.
Cool, right? I know. Yeah. I pay for all of my streaming services. Every single one
I
of them.
do. I just think my dad might use a few of mine. I don't know.
I know my brother and I split a couple.
Oh.
He's in the army. It's my...
Okay, there we go. Oh, wait, I'll play my patriotic song.
I thank him for his service.
Yes. And there you have it. Today's marketing and advertising news. Any final words, Cristina?
No, have a great weekend.
Yeah.
And happy birthday, Shakespeare.
Exactly.
Yeah. Try that iambic pentameter,
Yep.
lords and ladies. And those of you that identify as other things.
Exactly. Hey, guys, you know where to find us. We're at the radcast.com. Yeah. Search for all of today's content. Flamin' hot.
Yep. Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret. Panties. All the good stuff.
Orange.
Yeah, orange.
Orange you glad.
Yes, orange you glad. You know where to find us. I'm at Ryan Alford on all the platforms. And hey, go check out theradicalformula.com. Doing a mastermind with my good friend, Andy Murphy. We're going to be sharing all the tips and tricks for personal branding, getting ahead of your mind and your mindset, as well as your marketing for exploding your personal brand. Hey, it pays to be known, people. You should know that. Theradicalformula.com to learn more. We'll see you next time on the Radcast.
To listen to full episodes or to contact us, visit us on the web at theradcast.com or follow our host at Ryan Alford on Instagram. Thanks for tuning in.